Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? Good, I am so glad to see all of you. Now, what are we celebrating today? It's Easter. And what do we celebrate on Easter? That's right, Jesus' resurrection. Jesus is not dead, he is alive. And that's an amazing thing, isn't it?
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere, that's right. So last week we remembered the story of how Jesus loved us so much that he was willing to die on a cross for us. But he didn't stay dead, did he? He rose again, and because he lives, we also can have new life with him. And that's a pretty important thing to remember, because as we go through life, sometimes we're going to experience some sad things, right? Sometimes things are going to happen that we wish didn't happen. But that's not the end of the story. God is still bringing about new life for you and all y'all and the whole world, even now. And that is great news to celebrate on Easter. Now today, we're going to be hearing, fast forwarding a little bit. Usually we read the Easter story in the Gospels that tell about the people finding the empty tomb and celebrating that. But we're going to fast forward a couple of years later to the book of Revelation. You see, Jesus had a friend named John, and he had this vision of the new things that God was bringing about in the world. And that was great because the Christian community at that time, they were suffering some hardships. They were kind of small, and there were some folks who didn't like them very much, and they needed hope. So Jesus shows up and says, hey, listen, pay attention, open your eyes. It's really easy when we're sad to get closed in and shut our eyes, right? But what happens when we open our eyes? We can see all the amazing things that God is still doing, that the risen Christ is still doing in our lives even today. So I want to challenge you guys. Ready? Close your eyes real tight. Now open them real wide. Look around and pay attention. How is God showing up in your life even now? So keep your eyes open, except for when you're asleep. Keep your eyes open over the next couple of weeks. And I'd love to hear your stories about where you see Jesus showing up in your life. So let's have a prayer together. Will you repeat after me? Dear God, we thank you for Jesus and for his great love for us. We celebrate that he is alive. Help us to live as people who trust in the new thing you are doing. Amen. Ms. Carolyn has a treat for you guys. You can get one and then go back to your families.